When the world needed her most, she could not lock in. I'm only at the beach for like 2 more days. Today's Friday, I leave Sunday, and I need to make a matching bikini for the pants that I finished in the most recent video. So chop chop. As you can see, I'm dressed to go to the pool, and I'm wearing the bikini that I want to remake. This is what I'm calling my sport bikini, with this nice like tank top style top, and it has a double tie in the back. If you need even more sport, you can crisscross the straps in the back and you will be locked and loaded. Even like this, I feel pretty secure, but like if you really go to town, you know, that sort of situation. And then the bottoms are a high-waisted, definitely more butt out in the back bikini bottom. And I really love that because the ties connect in the front, that gives it, it's sort of like sporty-esque style, and it also makes for very clean tan lines. Anywho, I got started on the top last night that I will be making. Like this. In love with this color. And yeah, my goal is to finish the top and the bottom in time to wear. Ideally tomorrow, because the weather will be slightly better, but if it has to be Sunday, then I will push. Mostly because I want to wear it, but also because I want to get pictures while I'm here in a nice tropical destination, you know? It's currently about 1:30. I'll let you know my progress, and I will be by the pool. It's currently Tuesday. I'm clearly back home, but the bikini top is done. The fit is perfect. I like that it comes in a bit more so that like my cleavage isn't quite as out. The only thing that happened weird is I made the bottom tie a little bit short, so I'll need to make sure to adjust my pattern, but the top tie is perfect. And it looks so good with the pants. So let's move on to the bottoms. It's actually the next day. I had a lot going on yesterday, so I did not end up starting on the bikinis, and I wanted to start it when I could like really lock in, because it shouldn't take me too long, but if I'm not locked in, I could really draw it out. Anywho, I'm also looking forward to this because I'm allowing myself to not film short form content making it, which is just a lot of times I'm in the mood to like be filming in general, but filming both, like it's not even a second thought to me. But for some reason right now, filming just feels like such a task, and especially filming short form. So we are setting ourselves free from that expectation, especially since it's a bikini bottom. It's not the most interesting thing in my opinion to film short form wise, and because this one is cheekier, I don't even know how much of it I will be showing on social media. So yeah. Anywho, here's our yarn, here's our hook. Once again, I'm using a 2mm hook. I have my pattern laid out. The front is going to be pretty seamless, so I will not talk to you again until I start on the back, because there are a few things I want to adjust. It's currently 1:21. I have my coffee, my water. I just had a yummy snack. Let's see how long I can go.
Contrived music in the conclusion. Now we'll start by making me the 712th YouTuber to discuss the controversy. It all began back when Disney cast Rachel Aloysius Zegler in the part of Snow White. I don't know what her actual middle name is, but my phone is busy recording, so I can't look it up. Both Aloysius for now.
I do the heel flop and gusset, and then when I'm doing my gusset decreases, instead of decreasing down to 60 stitches, I decrease down to 64 stitches.
That I'm wearing now, no, I love this. And then this feels like a linen. There's not a packing slip, so I'm not 100% sure. I'll look on their website exactly like what fiber it is.
It's currently 4:56. I've been crocheting for 3 hours and 33 minutes, and this is my progress. I'm not quite done with the front. I still have about 10-ish more rows to do, but I'm getting hungry and I need to post some content, so I will see you in a little bit.
But the luminizing drops under foundation still eats, and while I use different products now, the principle is still the same.
When the world needed her most, she could not lock in. I'm here serving Cheetah Girl realness. I don't care that this is actually leopard. It's always going to be cheetah to me. Which is such a funny statement since like a cheetah is an actual animal and so is a leopard. But like we as a society have just decided that this is cheetah even though this is very much a leopard. And it's like there's nothing wrong with the word leopard. But cheetah just is more sassy, you know? Like cheetah. But then leopard. Anyways, yesterday I ended up crocheting for a total of like 5 hours, maybe almost 6 hours, and this is pretty much where I'm at. Let's measure her. I definitely wanted to get more done yesterday. I really wanted to finish the front yesterday, but I literally couldn't lock in. Like after I ate dinner, I was trying to lock in, but everything in the world was just coming at me, including my own brain. I was like, wow. And even today has been a day. It's currently 3:27. And yeah, I'm like forcing myself to lock in by filming this basically. That's half the reason I have a YouTube channel, for being honest. All right, currently we are at 0.75 and I need to be at 14.5. So I'm going to do 2 more rows. This is actually good because I need to write that this is not in fact 42, it's actually 41. Slay. I'm gonna do that. Then I have to do the part for like the fold over hem bit because the top of this bikini has like a drawstring basically, so I need to make the channel for said drawstring, and I will see you when we flip over to the back. But I'm committed to definitely finishing the front and getting started on the back today, because in my perfect world I can finish this bikini by Saturday morning. I want to say Friday, but that's probably not realistic, so let's go with Saturday morning. My lack of ability to lock in the past few days is actually, it's pitiful, quite pitiful. I am in fact still working on the front panel. I have 2.5-ish more rows to do on the like waistband part, and then I can get to the bottom, and I just have not been able to lock in and do it. So let's reboot. It's currently 7:26. I went to finish this coffee, finish this, and we'll see what time that is. And then yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'll definitely be taking a break at some point, but I definitely want to finish this front part before then and maybe start on the back. Let's see how much we can get done. 7:26 right now.
Medical, like my medical student side, like my professional side, and I've been trying to decide like how much I want to share about it on my YouTube. So cinched and tight, and the sleeves, it looked like I had shoulder pads or like football padding underneath the sweater. It was so bulky and puffy, and I was like, oh no. That I certainly don't find it annoying. If the person hadn't reached out to me, I probably never would have paid attention. So for me, I like it. It fits well. I mean, they are pretty low now that I'm feeling it, but I don't know, less body to work. You know what I'm saying? Like less just endless stockinette body to work.
It's 8:23. I forgot when I started it. What? Start this clip? What? The last clip. I think it was like 7:26 though, so I'm gonna say it's been like an hour. I finished the front. I took out the stitch marker so you can't really tell, but you just fold her down and it makes for the waistband. And I started the back. I did get into somewhat of a flow state, so that's good. I'm going to pause, eat dinner, wash my face and whatnot, and then I will see you for a evening of crochet. I almost said knitting, I don't knit. It's currently 8:56. I quite literally stuffed that food down my throat. And that's with me making air fried broccoli, so I'm a little bit ashamed, I can't lie. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get a solid hour worth of crocheting done on these bikinis, and we'll see what type of progress we can make. This is where we're at right now. This is our stitch marker, so let's see. It's 10:04. I'm extremely tired, but I did actually make some pretty solid progress. We still have a long way to go, but progress is being made, so super slay. I'm really tired. I have a market potentially in the morning if it doesn't rain, so I will see you after all that. Good morning, girlies. It's the next day. It's currently 9:50 a.m. I got an email this morning from my market saying that it was canceled because it is supposed to be thunderstorming later, and honestly, I'm not mad about it at all. I will be there next weekend, and the weather's supposed to be so much better next weekend, so I'm very happy to have a calm, cool, collected day in the house, crocheting, making progress on this bikini that I would ideally like to finish by Monday evening. I don't want to spend too much of my week on this. There are many other things that I want to be working on, and I need to get this off the hook first. So I have 30 more rows to do of this current increase, and then we'll switch to something else. So I'll see you then, and we'll see how long it takes. Like I said, it's currently 9:51, so how long will it take me to do 30 rows? My guess is I think I'll be done by like 12:30. Let's see.
When you get to the thumb hole, and then you just keep on knitting, you knit your decreases at the top, and then later you pick up stitches around the scrap yarn and you knit.
Okay, it's 12:05 and I've just been working. I am almost 38 rows in, and I was looking at this and I was like, I feel like this is getting wider than my OG one. Like, what's going on? Like, this is taking up more space than my OG one, which is like this. As you can see, you can barely see it from the front. So I was like, right, obviously I'm doing something wrong. Wrong I was. I, on this one, increased every other row. On this one, I increased every row. And matter of fact, I think that even on the front, I only increased every other row. Right. And I will say, when I was working on the front, I was looking at it and I was like, this feels a lot wider. But I'm just gonna go with it. And I kept thinking, like, for smaller sizes, like, I'm like a large. So I was like, for like a small, this, you know, this would be pretty wide on their body. So I'll have to make sure that I increase every other row for a size small. It'd be right on my own body. So not only are we using up too much yarn, not only does that mean that this is taking 500,000 more hours, but it also means that it's not going to have the right fit. Like, I chronicled making this bikini literally 3 different times on my channel last year. I tried to make one that was a bit more fabric in general, and with the high-waistedness, it just doesn't work out. So I already know I'm not going to like this, and it's just eating up way more yarn. So I'm going to unravel all of this. I think I'm going to finish the back first. Go to the front. I'm at a loss because I was timing this. So timing wise, it's more ideal to only use up, what am I trying to say? Whenever I unravel a project that I'm actively timing, I will, instead of just like deleting and starting over the clock, because with this I can still keep like the landing strip, like I don't have to unravel to the very beginning. So I think I'm just going to unravel the back to where I connected new yarn, because I did that like somewhere here-ish. Then unravel the front down to the first increase, redo the front, pick up with the back, and then use up all of the yarn from the front on the back, and then I'll pick up with timing it. Because yeah, this honestly is probably enough yarn for the whole thing. I will in fact have to remake these one more time to get like an accurate read, and I was already thinking that was probably going to have to happen. But wow, I'm glad that I like sat for a second and thought. Like, I know this does look tiny and small, but like this looks, and I kept thinking, I was like, this looks big. I just forgot to write every other. How important an E/O is.
Market itself was really good until about 1, and then it just fell off. Nobody came. It's like 5 p.m. It's got another hour on the stove. I was also supposed to tie up my basil, but I didn't.
Okay, it's 3:25. I'm working through redoing the front, but something's weird happening. Something weird is happening, and I literally can't understand my stitches. Like, when I look at this, it does look like I increased. Or does it? No, it actually doesn't. Some rows look like I increased every row, and some rows look like I increased every other row. It's not too consistent. So I'm gonna stick with the increasing every other row until I can get a little bit further to see like what the vibe is, but it's just really frustrating me. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why this is such a challenge. And I already unraveled everything, so if I unraveled all that to only find out that I was in fact increasing every row, I will have the crash out of the century. Okay, so the back was every other. The front, it's TBD, but it was way too wide. Like that clip that I showed you guys where I held them both up. I don't know if I did that on here or TikTok. That was way too big, so I'm just gonna keep going and we'll see. It's currently 3:26, so yeah, I don't know. I also restarted my timer, which is working out chill because I'm already like pausing to like figure things out and stuff. So I feel like the little bit that was like this, who cares? Would you believe me if I said that I got approximately 24 minutes worth of crocheting done doing the increase every other row until I quickly realized that's not correct. So then I struggled for about 30 minutes to figure it out until I was like, okay, let me just go back to doing increasing every row. This is about 26 minutes of back and forth progress, and I landed on it is in fact increasing every row. I still think something wrong happened on my initial attempt because it was way too wide at the top. So I'm just going to do this and measure it up against the white periodically just to make sure that I'm on track. Unfortunately, I'm having another one of those days where I just can't. Hello girlies, it has been a few days. I just felt like the fact that I couldn't lock in I was tired of filming my mistakes I was just tired of it. I needed to just like take a deep breath, lock in, and lock in. We in fact did. A few things to clear up. Number one, did I need to unravel as much as I had unraveled? No. As it turns out, the front of the bikini is an increase every row, and the back of the bikini is in fact not an increase every row. However, in my mindset that I was in, it was honestly probably the best option for me to frog as much as I did, just because one, it allowed me to reset the clock. I did decide to completely reset my timer because I mean, I had such like little remaining that it was like, I don't know, 25 minutes worth of work. It was just made more sense for me to reset the timer. And two, it allowed me to like really look at this with fresh eyes, as well as look at the sample that I was actually using with fresh eyes. So while, you know, definitely ate up quite a bit of time, I've been working on this for so long, I am in the end quite, what's the word? I'm okay with the fact that I did as much as I did. So yeah, anyways, I'm currently working on the back. I don't have too many rows left to do. Let me actually count to see where we're at. Actually, I'll finish this and maybe talk a bit more. But yeah, I never have an issue with frogging. That's definitely something that's different. Not different. I know lots of crocheters who don't mind frogging. But yeah, I always would rather err on the side of like feeling fully confident and comfortable with something than being slightly unsure and later finding a massive mistake and wishing I would have stopped and restarted when I initially had suspicions of, you know, things not going the way I wanted them to. So I'm always team frog personally. It does suck because of the hours that are spent that are now lost. I mean, not completely lost. You can chalk it up to the game, chalk it up to research and exploration, but they are essentially lost. Another thing that I will say, while a lot of times when I'm crocheting, I am watching YouTube videos and stuff like that, I do find that if I really need to lock in, the best thing for me to watch is a new series. Something about like a nice chunky hour-long series that's fully out so I can just binge watch all the episodes really just keeps my mind locked in on two things: the show that I'm watching on and my crochet. When I'm like bouncing around from like 500 different YouTubers and YouTube videos and different subjects and stuff like that, my mind is wandering quite a bit. I might start to get bored of certain subjects or topics, so then I have to spend a little bit of time like looking for new subjects and topics. So all said, I say that all to say, if you ever need to lock in on a creative project, find a series and just watch that. For a while this year, I was watching Desperate Housewives. Amazing show. 10 out of 10 show. Love Desperate Housewives. 8 seasons, 24 episodes per season. Each episode is at least 42 minutes. It was the perfect series to crochet to. But without Desperate Housewives, I kind of went through a bit of like a TV lull. I was watching Severance, but obviously that was coming out, episode by episode. So then what I just was watching was The Residence, which is on Netflix, and it's like a Knives Out type mystery, but a series, and it was so good. I really loved how they did the episodes. It kind of reminded me of like the creativity, not mystery, but creativity from Little Fires Everywhere, where like each episode kind of has like a different flow to it. They're like going back into like memories and like, I don't know. It was just a good combination of like Knives Out mystery style while also being kind of like cinematic in some ways, like Little Fires Everywhere. Anyways, I feel like I've done enough of this to count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 cool. So we're trying to get to 26, also known as 52, but for your sake, it's just gonna be 26. Oh, actually, no. I said 22. Okay, we're gonna finish this last row of increases and then we're gonna switch to a different type of decrease, which I will explain.
Unusable, so I'm re-recording this, which is probably for the better because that other recording, very long, but I was also very tired, so I feel like I was probably nonsensical at times. So really for William's sanity and your guys's, you know, watch habits, this is probably better that I have to re-record.
My brain is the most powerful thing on this planet. Okay, so let me tell you about the problem. The only real problem that I have with this bikini is in the back, on the butt part. I do a center increase so that the back part actually sits in your butt, but it creates this sort of like rounded effect at the top, so it doesn't lie straight. It like has like a little bit of a choop. And so usually when I've been wearing it, I just like tuck it over like this, but like I don't want my customer to do that. I mean, I'm sure you can't even truly tell, but just know that this isn't straight across. It is slightly rounded, and that's because of the center increases, if you can see that. So when I was working on this, I was like, okay, I need to brainstorm a way to straighten that out a bit. And I decided that if I placed 4 single crochets in the 4 increasing stitches in the center as opposed to a double crochet, it should create like the vibe that it is more straight, you know? It definitely has like an ever so slight rounding, but it's not nearly as bad. So I'm gonna keep going and we'll see. When I get to the end, I have to do 3 more rows. The other 3 rows won't have this center single crochet situation.
At a cafe morning, I basically just went on my laptop and did some pattern designing and then also managed to get some knitting done.
I'm all done. It's currently 2:58. I did all of my double crochets and I even lined it with single crochets, which is something I don't typically do. It definitely has like a slight bit of rounding, but I don't feel like it's nearly as pronounced as it has been previously. Now I just have to line everything with my elastic and single crochets and then do everything in slip stitches as well. I don't really see a reason why I shouldn't be able to get this all done by the end of the day, so let's get working.
So that I can throw it around and keep it nice and pretty, because I already kind of stained it a little bit, and I think I feel safer with this white sketchbook inside a nice cover. Twee marker. I think it's supposed to be like twin marker, but without the N. And I really like these colors because they're very like highlighter-esque and super smooth to work with. I also have a Muji 0.5 brown pen for outlines.
Should I just not film this video and play with
More portraits, so it was a good time. So it kind of feels like I'm visiting an old friend.
Which is fine, it's fine. Sometimes projects take a long time, and I know this video was to review the yarn.
It's 7:29 and I just finished. This one is not as cinched as this one, so we'll see how that affects the fit. If I need to cinch it more, I can find the elastic in here and pull it a little bit tighter. I am starving, however, so I will see you after I eat for the final reveal and my thoughts. It's a little bit later, but are you ready to see the finished bikini? I'm sorry, what? The lavender purple is giving. Somebody asked me why the things that I've been crocheting recently are purple, and if you're curious, the way I plan my projects is not necessarily by yarn. It is kind of. I just have a lot of yarn, right? I have a lot of yarn. And so usually the way I decide what color a project is based on how much of a particular yarn color I have. That's usually the first factor. And then the second factor is if I would wear it in that color. So anyways, I'm getting through my purple yarn and I'm pretty much through it. But oh my gosh, this looks so good. Starting with the top, I feel like I fixed the fit issues that I was having with the white one, where it kind of felt like the top was spilling ever so slightly. By having this come up a little bit more, it definitely fits my chest better. Also, it also helps with the strap not feeling like it's just gonna like slip off, because it's a little bit more better placed instead of being as wide. Then as for the back, it looks really cute. I did accidentally make these back ties, the bottom one, a little bit too short, but that's okay. This is just for me. As far as the bottoms go, they slay. I will say I think I didn't make the elastic tight enough. Like I feel like I could cinch it a bit more, but I mean, like, it's fine, but it definitely could be cinched a bit more. I'm really happy with the fit of these bottoms. They're like the perfect high-waistedness on me. I was a bit concerned that they weren't going to be high-waisted enough, but they do cover my belly button, so I consider that adequately high-waisted. I also like how they cut in the landing strip area, and I like the fit on the butt. While this is definitely my most cheeky pair of bikini bottoms, I feel like it's nice to have a balance of a front that's slightly more covered up versus a back that is more exposed. I do, in the perfect world, I would like to come out with a low-waisted version of this, but I just don't know if I'll be able to get that done. We'll see. It's on my list, but mostly because I just don't know how it'll fit, especially as a person with a stomach. I just want to make sure that it will fit nice, like this works out, because everyone has a waistline, right? And the waistline is your smallest part of your body, so having the cinch around the waist works. But if the cinch is on a wider part of your body, I'm just not sure how that will work out, but I will figure it out. Anyways, that's it for me for this video. If you liked it, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see more of me on a daily basis, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. If you're interested in my made to order, made to measure pieces, they're available on NYGCbyTaylor.com. And yeah, that's it for me. We still have so much more of this summer collection to get through, so get ready. Bye, you guys.